How do mathematicians actually know that their formulas are always true? I mean, why does math never just rely on guessing? Well, welcome to a brand new explainer where we're going to completely unlock the powerful, logical world of mathematical proofs. I am so pumped to guide you through this today because we're basically going to transform the way you look at mathematics.
Today, we're answering this ultimate mystery. You see, when someone claims a mathematical statement is true worldwide, they can't just cross their fingers and hope they're right. No way. They need absolute certainty. So we're exploring why we literally can't just guess in math, but instead we have to rely on rock-solid step-by-step logic that proves something beyond any shadow of a doubt.
All right, here is our detective's map for today's explainer. We're looking at the power of proofs, the direct proof method, proof by contradiction, the contrapositive, proofs in the real world, and finally, some absolutely essential exam tips.
Let's dive right into Section 1, the power of mathematical proofs.
So what actually is a proof? Well, it isn't just guesswork, and it definitely isn't just a strong opinion. It's a guaranteed logical argument. It shows a statement is undeniably true by using a strict chain of logic, definitions, known facts, theorems, and axioms. Basically, it gives us complete, unshakable mathematical certainty.
Now, you might be wondering, why do we go through all this effort? Well, it's because proofs help us verify mathematical truths, deeply develop our logical reasoning, and, honestly, avoid critical mistakes. Without this kind of verification, math is really just guessing. Proofs form the backbone of the entire subject. They let us build advanced concepts and actually understand why formulas work rather than just blindly memorizing them.
And you know, every great detective needs a blueprint. When you're structuring your exam answers, you've got to follow these 4 steps. First, clearly write out the statement of the theorem. Second, list your assumptions or any given information based on the problem. Third, outline your logical arguments, step by step. And fourth, deliver that highly satisfying conclusion wrapped up with those 2 beautiful words, hence proved.
Moving on to Section 2, the direct proof method.
So a direct proof tackles a statement step by step using facts we already know to be true. Take this statement for example. The sum of 2 even numbers is even. Now how do we prove that mathematically? Well, we start by defining our 2 numbers. Let's call them 2n and 2m, where n and m are just integers, right? We know that any integer multiplied by 2 gives you an even number.
Following our logical chain, if we want to find the sum, we simply add our 2 defined even numbers together. That gives us our initial algebraic expression, 2n plus 2m.
And here is where the magic of algebraic manipulation comes in. By taking 2 as a common factor, we can rewrite that expression as 2 times the quantity of n plus m. Now, since n plus m is really just another integer, multiplying it by 2 means the entire result is completely divisible by 2. This guarantees the sum is even, so our conclusion is neatly and officially proved.
All right, let's jump into Section 3, proof by contradiction.
This one is so cool. In a proof by contradiction, we actually start by assuming the exact opposite of our statement is true. Take the famous example of proving the square root of 2 is irrational. We start with a false assumption. We pretend the square root of 2 is rational, meaning it can be written as a perfect fraction, a over b, in its absolute simplest form. But as we logically follow the algebra, like squaring both sides, we eventually find that both a and b must be even numbers. And if they're both even, they can both be divided by 2. Bam! This creates an impossible contradiction, because we assume the fraction was already in its simplest form. By proving our assumption creates a paradox, we prove our initial statement must be wrong. The square root of 2 literally cannot be rational.
And this isn't a new trick. Thousands of years ago, the legendary mathematician Euclid used this exact method to prove something mind-blowing, that there are infinitely many prime numbers. He basically said, okay, let's assume the opposite. Let's assume there's a finite, limited list of prime numbers. He then created a new number, let's call it n, by multiplying every single prime on that list together and adding 1. If you try to divide this new number n by any of the primes on our supposedly complete list, you will always be left with a remainder of exactly 1. This means n is either a brand new prime number itself, or it has a prime factor that wasn't on our list. The assumption of a finite list is completely broken. Contradiction achieved.
Next up, Section 4, proof by contrapositive.
Okay, so instead of proving if P then Q directly, here we prove if not Q, then not P. Why on earth do we do this? Well, because logically, if the contrapositive is true, the original statement is mathematically guaranteed to be true as well.
For example, if our original statement is if a number is odd, its square is odd, the contrapositive just flips and negates it. If the square is even, the number is even. Often, proving that flipped version is actually much easier to do mathematically, giving us a clever little backdoor to confirming our original rule.
Let's move to Section 5, Proofs in the Real World.
So, here's the really crucial point. Why does all this logical reasoning matter outside the classroom? Is this just something we do to pass board exams? Absolutely not. Even the most modern technology, from the incredibly complex algorithms driving artificial intelligence, to structural engineering, to the cryptography that literally ensures your banking security, it all relies entirely on the guaranteed truths that mathematical proofs provide. Whenever software verifies a secure connection, it's actually running a logical proof. Mathematical proofs are essentially the hidden foundation of our entire modern digital world.
And finally, Section 6, Essential Exam Tips. Now, let's bring this right back to your Class 10 board preparation. If you want to score top marks, you absolutely must avoid some common traps. One major mistake is confusing a single example with a universal proof. Like showing that 3 plus 5 is 8 is a great example, but it doesn't prove the sum of two odd numbers is always even. You have to use algebraic structure for that. Instead, meticulously follow these tricks. Write your proofs step by step. Explicitly state your given assumption so the examiner can actually see your logic, highlight important equations, and always end by writing your final conclusion neatly. Remember, hence proved are the golden words for a reason.
Proofs truly are the heart of mathematics because they transform ideas into guaranteed truths. By practicing them, you aren't just learning math, you're really learning how to think clearly and systematically. Which kind of makes you wonder, if a simple proof can guarantee absolute truth on paper, what other impossible questions in the universe are just waiting for the right logical chain to unlock them? If this explainer helped you understand proofs in mathematics easily, then like the explainer, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. Let's make maths logical, simple, and fun together. Keep practicing those logical chains, and I'll see you in the next explainer.